We'll start by adding a new activity called settings activity, and then adding the appropriate navigation to and from this activity. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new empty activity, and I'm going to call it settings activity. This activity will extend from app.compat activity. Now we need to add a menu and an item for the settings. Now we need a way to open this settings activity. So going back to the visualizer activity, I'm going to want to both add a menu and an item in that menu for the settings activity. You've done this before, so I'm going to move a little bit fast, but you can always check out the link below this video for a slower version of when we added a menu for the first time. To start, I'm going to add a new resource folder called menu. And in this new resource directory, I'm going to add a new file called visualizer menu. The menu is going to have one item called settings. Note that I add the app namespace up here. I'm going to make my ID action settings. I'm going to give it a priority of 100, and I never want it to show in the action bar. Also for its title, I'm going to make a new string. So over here in the values folder in my strings.xml, I'm going to add a string for settings. Okay, and here's that string. Now that I have this finished XML menu file, I can go back to my app. So here I am in visualizer activity, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to override the onCreateOptions menu. And in here, I'm going to replace this. Okay, so here I'm getting a menu inflator, and I'm inflating that menu that I just created. Great, let's run the app. Okay, everything's going okay. And now I can go up here, and I have a settings item in my menu. It doesn't do anything, so let's hook that part up. Back here in the visualizer activity code, I'm going to now override onOptions item selected. Back in the visualizer activity code, I'm going to now override onOptions item selected. This is the method that is called when you select an item in one of your menus. I'm going to get the ID. I'm going to check if it matches the ID that I created, and if it does, I will use an explicit intent to open up my settings activity. Okay, so that's all the basic stuff, but I've got a few more navigation-related quick changes. I want to make my settings activity a so-called child activity of my visualizer activity, and that can be done in the Android manifest. So down here, I'm going to change this settings activity so that it now has a label and it has its parent activity defined here as visualizer activity. I'm also going to change the visualizer activity to have a launch mode, which is single top. This makes sure that when you navigate back from settings activity, it doesn't remake the visualizer activity. Finally, there are a few more changes that I'm going to make in settings activity itself. I'm going to override the back button so that it looks like an up button, and so that it goes back to the main visualizer parent activity and does not exit the app. To do that, I will get the action bar, and then if the action bar is not equal to null, I'll set display home as up enabled. I'm also going to override the settings menu here to get the ID, check if they press the home button, and then navigate them up. Okay, now that we've sorted out the navigation, let's run the app again. Okay, here I am in the visualizer activity. I'm going to press the menu, go to the settings activity, and then I can also navigate back. Great! So I'll hand you over to Acer to start fleshing out the rest of settings activity.